All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to talk about a truth that's not just uncomfortable. It's the kind of thing you feel like you're not even supposed to say out loud. Think of this as an anatomy of decay, a raw, unfiltered look at the world. And fair warning, once you see it, it's kind of impossible to unsee.
The king is naked. You know, that line hits a whole lot different when you realize it's not a kid's story anymore. So let's dive into this, because according to the material we're looking at, this isn't some fairy tale. It's a literal description of our reality. Right now, the people in power are completely exposed, but the real show, the real spectacle, is watching how everyone else reacts.
So what does this court actually look like? Well, the picture that gets painted is, to be blunt, pretty grotesque. It's meant to be visceral, to hit you right in the gut. We're talking about a full-blown performance of moral collapse, and it's all happening right out in the open for everyone to see.
It starts with this image, this just desperate performance of purity, where authenticity is totally manufactured, surgically put back together and then put up on display. It's all about pretending you didn't just scrape the absolute bottom of the barrel after you'd already willingly consumed all the filth inside.
And then you get the courtiers, the inner circle, the ones right next to power. And they're not just looking the other way. Oh no, they are celebrating it. They're participating in the whole absurd thing, turning total debasement into a photo op. It's a public performance of their own submission.
And finally, you've got the audience, and they're described here as trained seals. Just think about that. They applaud on command, cheering for the very system that's leading them, and itself, by the way, straight to the slaughterhouse. It's this weirdly cheerful, totally mindless complicity in their own demise.
So, the scene is set. It's absurd, it's grotesque, but the real question is, how? How does a society get to this point? What's the hidden machinery at work that makes something that should be unthinkable, not just acceptable, but something to celebrate?
Well, this isn't just random chaos, it's engineered. The source material points to a very specific, hidden mechanism that's used to warp reality and, well, manufacture our consent for all this decay.
And that tool is the Overtown window. Now, you might have heard of it in like a political science class. It's about the range of ideas the public will accept. But here, it's described way more brutally. It's not just a concept, it's a weapon. A tool for ideological subversion. A way to systematically keep pushing the boundaries of what's normal until eventually, literally nothing is shocking anymore.
And this is where you see this huge disconnect. On one side, you'll have how we see ourselves, right? We think we're beautiful, on the right side of things, making a conscious choice. But from the system's perspective, we're just useful idiots. We are the normalizers of subversion. That whole feeling of having free will, of making a real choice, it's a complete illusion.
And the message that comes through is stark. It's uncompromising. Essentially, you're told you have no choice, no control. Your analysis doesn't count. You don't have real discernment. You have no say in the matter. That feeling of being in control is the ultimate deception. You're a cog, a participant in a reality someone else constructed for you.
So, here's the crucial part. This whole mechanism of engineered consent, it's not stable. It can't last. It creates this monstrous feedback loop, a system that has no choice but to start consuming itself.
Consume and be consumed. That's the prime directive of this system, and it's perfectly captured by this ancient image of the Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail. It's a closed loop. There's no outside energy coming in, so what can it do? It can only feed on itself.
And this breakdown shows you the roles you're forced to play. First, you vampirize. You take what you can from the system. But then, you get vampirized. The system feeds right back on you. Next, you zombify others, helping to keep the whole mindless state going. And in the end, you get zombified, consumed by it. Predator and prey end up being the exact same thing.
The source just calls it what it is, a collective, self-fueling Stockholm syndrome. You know, that state where the abused start to feel sympathy for their abusers. We end up actively participating in the very system that's trapping us, which just hits the gas pedal, speeding everything towards its only possible destination, total collapse.
And here it is, the final, brutal punchline. All that recent talk about eating insects, it completely misses the point. In this kind of self-consuming system, you've already been demoted. You aren't just eating the insects. You are the insects. You are both the consumer
and the thing being consumed.
Now I know, this is a really bleak picture, but what if this collapse isn't a mistake? What if this horrifying self-feeding machine isn't a bug, but a feature of a process so vast it stretches across eons?
Even the stars finish their cycle. That one line just pivots everything, doesn't it? It lifts us out of the immediate horror of the King's Court and puts this whole decay into a cosmic context. I mean, if even stars have to burn out and die, why would we ever think a civilization would be any different?
This is an ancient idea, by the way. In Vedic traditions, it's called the Kali Yuga. It's the Iron Age, the final, darkest part of a great cycle. And it's characterized by, well, exactly what we've been describing. Materialism, spiritual decay, a loss of truth, all spiraling down towards a necessary and inevitable end. So from this perspective, the decay isn't an accident. It's a feature of the cosmic operating system. This isn't a tragedy, it's a sacred act. It's the god Shiva, the destroyer, performing his cosmic dance to annihilate a corrupt universe and clear the stage for a new creation.
So, what are you supposed to take away from this? Well, first, that all this destruction is just the prelude to creation. Second, this is the natural end of a cycle. And a new golden age, a Satya Yuga, will eventually come. But, and this is the coldest comfort of all, it will not be for the trained seals, the courtiers, or anyone else participating in this final, decadent dance.
So if the collapse is inevitable, if the dance of destruction is already happening, what's the recommended course of action? It's not to fight it, it's to disengage. Turn on, tune in, drop out. Find a different frequency. Tune in to what's real and true for you. And drop out of the spectacle. Love in the way you still can. And add your own unique voice to the chaos. Sing your song.
The game, it seems, is already over. The cycle is finished. The king is naked, the system is eating itself, and Shiva is dancing. The only question left is a personal one. Knowing all this, at the end of the world, how will you choose to sing your song?